Okay, we're out here with another reaction video. And also, my girlfriend is here. Hello.
Hello.
And, I don't even know where to begin with this. We kind of know what's gonna be showing up. As to the specifics, do you have any ideas of, like, or things you want to see?
That's a tough question. I'm not sure.
I hope the coatings are actually cross-core like they said.
Yeah.
That would be really nice. Maybe they'll have a surprise weapon, because it looked like they showed something off that looked like the people couldn't figure out what it was. And some people said it might be the sticky detonator from Halo 4, which would be a surprise weapon drop, but I feel like they would have announced that. We'll see if I like this new armor core. Okay, yeah, start off with the trailer for those who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Makes sense.
This is so well edited, by the way. I'm a connoisseur of good edits, so holy fuck.
Now, you belong to me.
Also, Yoroi. I wonder if they show anything of that off, or if they're saving that for whenever that event shows up again. I'm hoping not all of these are going to be in the story, you know?
Yeah, that would be
Dumb.
suck.
It would be very dumb.
Such a brutal Spartan. The perfect vessel. I choose you. Now,
Erratus jump scare.
destroy them all.
AI jump scare.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Sketch here from 343, joined by my man, Unishek. We are excited to be talking to you about Halo Infinite Season 4 Infection, just a few days away, arriving on PC and Xbox next Tuesday, June 20th.
You can get the Mizraya Armory Weapon Charm. That'll unlock instantly as long
Don't
as you've
care.
got your waypoint profile linked up with your Twitch account. But watch 30 minutes on Twitch, and it's yours.
Excellent. So, never been a better time to watch a stream, let alone jump into Infinite. Now, we're going to kick things off with two special guests from the studio. We want to welcome and introduce Brian and Kaylee. Guys, great to have you here.
How's it going?
Good to be here.
We want to talk to you all about, of course, maps and sandbox, your respective areas of expertise. And I say we kick it off and jump right into talking about our brand new arena map, Forest, one of my personal
Yes, please.
favorites. I have absolutely loved the way this map looks. I've had a great time playing it in playtest. Kaylee, talk to
does
us
look like
about
Halo
Forest.
2.
Just kind of where did this originate? What's the idea behind it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were really inspired to bring, a redwood forest biome to the game, something completely new. It's really different than all the other environments we've got.
It's just Halo
And,
2 anniversary, and
we
I
were really
love that.
inspired by bringing in sanctuary vibes to this map, and
Yeah.
you can really see that going on in the center of the ruins and
The
in
Delta
Forest
Halo
here. Yeah,
art
absolutely.
style. Fans love it. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, we really worked to try and make this map segmented to give different styles of play, places to shine, have some long lines of sight for some sniper battles, but also some close quarters inside these caves we see here.
Was there a particular game type or game types that you were trying to solve for, or do you guys try to approach it sort of everything should work on everything?
Absolutely. Yeah, a bunch of different game modes shine on this map, but really Strongholds really comes to the top. It's great. There's a lot of rotational gameplay through this map, and with a lot of
We'll
the
see
new,
in gameplay.
sandbox items. Stronghold's pretty awesome.
You said One Flag when we were talking earlier plays pretty darn well
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah. This is a map where One Flag is working really awesome, and we've been having a lot of fun in here with that.
I feel like it's maybe is it the moistest map we've shipped
Oh
for Halo
my gosh.
Infinite?
I can't
Would
believe you said that.
I mean, that's
Definitely. Yeah, we've got the river running through the middle of the map
Waterfalls.
and waterfalls and some pretty treacherous waterfalls as well. So
Yeah, if
players
you
will have
get
to watch
too-
out for those.
Yeah, you get too close to one of those waterfalls, you'll have a bad time.
I
Or a
think-
good time.
Environmental hazards that kill players is your hallmark as a
Yes.
level designer.
Death pits, favorite thing.
Oh, I love death pits too.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
speaking of too, I mean, as someone who's put a lot more time into this map than anybody else so far, any kind of initial pointers or pro tips you might want to share just to help anyone have an edge when this map goes live next week?
Yeah, absolutely. Just control of that power weapon, that sniper rifle, and that waterfall in the center
Oh,
is
no.
absolutely key for teams to pay attention to in this map.
I
And there's
suck
a
with
lot
the
of positions
sniper.
around the map where that thing will just absolutely dominate.
Cool, and I think you might even, we'll talk about that in a minute with you, Barry Hill. Sniper is actually going to have a little bit of a different behavior, I believe, too.
Absolutely.
So we'll get to that in a second. Before we do that, though, we
Are
do
they-
have
are
some
they
brand
changing
new
it
sandbox
finally?
additions, a really exciting piece of equipment that there's been nothing like this in the Halo franchise to date that I can really think of. It's unusual, it's different. It's the quantum translocator. Tell us about that.
So this is a new UNSC power equipment.
Oh.
So it's supposed to have the impact similar to
oh,
the
there you go.
overshield or the
Was
active
that
camo.
their
What
end?
it does is it lets you teleport
Maybe.
between two specific destinations. So the first time you use it, you're going to put a slipstream down, which
I
is
don't know
basically
how
your
to
exit
feel
point.
about
And then
this
the next
one
time you
yet.
hit
I
the
have to
equipment,
use
you'll
it.
teleport back there, and then the exit point updates again. So you'll be
It's
able
probably
to use
gonna
this
be
equipment to
fine.
ping pong a bunch of times. Now you're not gonna be able to just like go back every frame as fast as you can hit it. You're gonna have a cooldown.
I
so you
was
have to be really
very
intentional with your
iffy on
teleport.
it if it was going to
You
be
can do a
base
lot of
equipment,
crazy
but
outplays. You can peek multiple angles as one person. You can dodge rockets and grenades. It's
this
really strong.
kind of
Yeah,
does
as long as
fit
you set
for
it up
like the
ahead of time,
camo
yeah,
or
you have that
overshield
forethought.
variant.
And
You know,
you're like, I'm gonna
Right.
try and outsmart these players.
Yeah.
You set it up, and then you bounce around.
There's
a bit,
nothing
yeah.
worse than just rushing in with quantum and be like, oh, I should have set that up 5 seconds ago.
Yep. Yeah.
There's
So-
so much 4D chess going on with that
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of, when you're designing something like this in playtest, I'm sure it's maybe fun for you when you have an intention or initial design, but then someone does something totally unexpected that makes you have to rethink. Anything come to mind when there's a scenario that made you like, I did not expect that to happen?
So the first one that got us was when somebody was standing on the exit because they were just trying to like look at it, and then the person returned and he just got like split out at 1,000,000 miles an hour because of Halo physics, right? And so like, okay, we got to do something about that. So we set up a custom death and a custom death effects, a whole new kill feed, so that if you exit while someone's on top of you, you get a special kill for them. That was pretty fun.
So you can telefrag if they're standing right on your receiver.
Absolutely. I don't know
Very
how
cool.
that actually work in a real environment, but I look forward to seeing
Oh, you
it.
can lay traps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sneaky. So, okay. And
So you
John,
can
I think
kill
you were
people
mentioning,
with it.
we're talking about how it'll maintain your
If they're
momentum as well, right?
in the,
Yeah, they were just telling
Like
me
right on top of
before
it.
this started.
Yeah.
You get to
You have
maintain.
to still be in the air.
Interesting.
So there is
Okay,
some
okay.
more planning that has to go because like the second you touch the ground, friction becomes
also,
your
you
mistress.
can't fool me. I see that
So you
Yoroi
gotta
figure in the
maintain
back.
momentum in the air, but then you can use that
Yes.
to chain some pretty cool moves.
Samurai.
I
Very
feel like
cool.
then we might see some crazy Mint Blitz videos coming out of this.
Hopefully.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
ahead
really
and-
excited
go
to
ahead and
watch
say
that.
I like
High
the
score.
stuffed Master Chief
Any
on the couch.
sort of
Yeah.
similar to what we asked Kaylee, any kind of pro tips or sort of things that may not be obvious
Also,
to
the
a
Mint
player that might
Blitz
help us
shout out,
get the
that's
leg up on
nice.
our competition?
Totally. I would definitely say play offensively with the equipment. Everybody's first initial gut is to play defensively, to push in and then pull out. But like I was saying in my earlier demonstration, like if you're using it to peek multiple sidelines,
I would be very
you can put a
afraid
lot
to
of
meet
pressure
Mint
on
Blitz in a
situations
lobby.
like 1v2 or even 1v3. Like even if you don't kill anybody, you're just creating a huge.
My
nuisance.
entire
You
team
don't want
goes
pressure.
from existing to
Yeah,
not
like,
existing.
I started using it offensively once I got the hang of it, where I'm going to work.
Well, it sounds
on
like
it
this
was
is
a
going to
lot.
be a lot more
Absolutely
offense than
excited.
defense.
And then
Yeah.
one other thing I just wanted to ask, you mentioned you call this a power equipment, and just so folks understand, I think we put that in a different category, right? Because I think we were discussing earlier, it's truly game changing.
Yep.
So it's not going to be something that's just constantly in play, that's popping up all the time. Like how should we think about that as a power item?
So it's going to be set on a set time, same as Overshield and Active Camo, and it's going to be placed on those same pads, and it's going to replace some of that equipment on older maps.
Cool. And then of course, we were talking about this. Can't wait to see what people do with that in Forge now with custom maps built for these experiences. Some of these
Absolutely.
crazy parkour maps and stuff we've already seen going to go to the next level, obviously, when fans get their hand on
Definitely.
It's
this.
going to be crazy.
That is
Cool.
true.
Well, let's
I want to see
talk
how
about
that.
our next map. For
is gonna
fans of Big
affect
Team
Forge.
Battle, this map called Scar
Yeah.
looks like it's a Banish-based.
We haven't seen that much in
inspiration
this
there,
one.
but tell us about this, Kaylee.
Yeah, we're really excited for people to check out this map. I mean, just imagine the Banish
It
coming
looks
to a
so
planet
nice.
and absolutely stripping it of everything it's got down to where it's just like a molten husk of an environment. And we've got this dropship that's landed. They're mining everything out of the planet. And we really worked to make this map just extremely segmented so that players can choose their own adventure as they're working through it. They want to take equipment, come swinging around the outside of the map, backdoor the other team. They want to have the power position that we see here in the center, above the center core drill. And there's a bunch of the sandbox in here that really lets players take positions.
I'll have to
make
see
hard
how it
counters to those positions.
plays.
And,
Because I know Breaker was a very
absolutely.
mixed
Yeah, and
map.
we've got tons of environmental hazards here to deal with. And
But
yeah, it's really
Oasis
become
was
one of our favorites.
kick-ass, so...
You mentioned the that center drill is really an important stronghold essentially to hold. And you want
Absolutely.
that
There's a
map
lot of
control.
gameplay loops around the middle of this map. We've got a power weapon, rockets right at the bottom middle of this map. There's a teleporter down there that can bring you along that 50-yard line with
Oh,
a
yeah,
man
the
cannon
teleporter
and
is
the power
really cool.
position above. So players can learn to really find their traversal route and loops through that area to just maintain control and try and counter incoming enemies.
I'm a sucker for that outer ring on the dirt as a driver. Nothing better than warding up on a warthog or a mongoose and taking that wide path.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I'm
thought
really
this was
intrigued
gonna be
now
an
by this
arena
notion
map
of
when
just
I
a bunch of Spartans trying to swing around.
heard
the outside.
about it.
I want to see how
Yeah,
that's
it's
going to play.
Heard
non-trivial, but
totally.
it's a good ride.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Catalyst. You can kind of go all the way around. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Players are really gonna, I think, have a fun time exploring like how they can really maximize the usage of the
Like, maybe it's
different
just
pieces of
me, it
equipment
does
in the
seem a
map.
little small for BTB,
Now,
but
we don't
maybe...
have an asset
I
for
was
this,
thinking
but
that. It
speaking of
seems
maps,
feels kind of cramped.
one of the things I wanted to ask you about too. So infection, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Maybe it'll
Our
be
new
like-
RP mode that we're excited to bring back
It's
into
just
the
the
franchise.
angles
I
on it, it's
understand
a
that
lot
the team
bigger.
did some special work on the
Who knows?
other maps to sort of create an additional layer of sort of immersion in the infection experience.
Absolutely, yeah. So Infection's going to be on a lot of the different maps in the game, but we've gone through each one of those and changed some geometry just for that mode that will appear just for that. Opened
I've
up
heard
some
of
the
this.
spaces players might have had a peek into as they're playing some of these environments, and really tried to make those environments sing with that mode
There's-
specifically.
There's essentially a boundary
and so
break
that
sort of
should be
thing
really
on
fun-
this. There's
fun
some
thing to explore.
areas...
For sure, and we'll talk more about that
in
a little
past
bit later in
maps
the
you
show,
could
but
break
Infection will have
through.
its own playlist, and there'll be a lot of ample opportunities to jump in and see that new experience.
To
Yeah.
give a hint, look for the pipes on streets. That's my go-to hiding spot.
Pipes on
On
streets.
Infection.
Okay. Now, Barry Hill, back to you. We have one other brand new piece of equipment coming into the
Interesting.
game. The
So-
Threat Seeker.
Correct. Yes.
So, what would you like us to know about that?
So
guess I
it's
could get
a
to that
sensing
later.
piece of equipment that's tuned more.
'Cause I
to
am
the
kinda
competitive
curious
side of
on
things. And the way it's going to work is you're going to
how
launch it
different
out
this is
like a
gonna be.
grenade. It's going to hit a wall and then detonate. Now, on its detonation, you're going to detect all hostiles in line of sight, and then it's going to detect. It's going to mark them for a significantly long time, so like 5 to 6 seconds. And what we really like about this is it puts more of a skill check up front, but if you succeed, you get a longer payoff, and there's a lot of information you can glean about where someone's going to recover or where they're trying to push as a team. And we think it's going to just kind of help smooth out this
I still think
sensing
it's
story
just
class we're trying to get.
a variant of the threat sensor, and I
And they
kind
have
of
to be
wonder why they
within line
didn't
of
do
sight.
something
Correct.
else, you
Yeah,
know?
so keep
Yeah,
an eye on this
why
one.
not,
There's a surprising
like,
amount of ground clutter.
modify
that
the
could- I
threat
got in a bad
sensor
habit
and
of
then
shooting
have a
threat
different piece of
sensors
equipment?
onto the ground to detect the whole room.
I mean, I
high.
kind of
But we are
like the approach
confirming
of
this
it
is
being
not
a
the
separate
wall
use
hack
sort
that
of
some people
thing,
might have
but
been
like,
concerned
so
about
you
when
have
they
different
first
things
heard
for
about
different
this.
It has
uses.
to be in line of sight, and that's
I
one of
just
the
think it's a
biggest
bit-
things we wanted to make this for is that was
I
not
think if you're going to be
pre-information
doing
was very
that, you
bad
need to
in
be
the
adding
side,
other
so we
equipment,
wanted
like
to put
that.
more
That could have been
skill
like a
check.
grav
Yeah, I
lift.
can't
Absolutely.
wait to see people
Or
start putting that to
something.
use and kind of see some more of
That
like
we
a
could use,
support
but
mentality
it's
role come to the forefront and add another
just kind of
layer
an
strategy
alternate
to some of these
threat
engagements.
sensor. It's kind of weird.
Looking back over here at my notes, I know we also have a couple sandbox tuning updates that you
I
and the
heard
team
because
have
it was
worked
more
on.
competitive. I'm like,
now one
oh
of which,
no.
John, I know you're in particular, you're very excited about.
Yeah. The legacy sniper toggle. or
Yep.
Sniper zoom is
Getting the
You're getting a
class.
little
Fan
choked
favorite.
It's
up
got to be a
already.
good
Really,
mix
it
of
does
casual
mean a
and
lot
It's finally
competitive. You
happening.
can't
Yeah.
focus too
No,
hard
it's
on one or
something
the
we've
other.
heard a
Smashed
lot
off.
from the community. Like
Smashed
Halo
did
is
that
a
really
very
well, I
long
think.
and established franchise, and so there's a lot of muscle memory people are bringing for multiple titles. While it's important that we kind of continue to innovate or modernize controls, we got to make sure that we don't invalidate that long-standing muscle memory. So now, when you YY a sniper rifle, you can opt in to reset that to 5x zoom instead of going back to 10x zoom. So just kind of preserve those old skills.
I've been using it a lot. I'm a
Right.
big fan of it.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
You're saying every time you go back to retail, you're like, it's not out
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not used to it again. I'm like, come on.
So you're saying,
excited.
should it make me a better sniper then? hopefully?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
That's my promise to
Sure.
everybody, actually.
All right, Ranked Sniper Season 4. Sketch
There you
is
go,
coming.
Alan.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Oh,
I
let's
understand
hope.
the team also took this opportunity to tweak the threat sensor a little bit.
Correct. So
Oh.
we're kind of stuck
There
where
you go.
we have a piece of equipment that has to exist in an arena space and a BTB space, and we can't create something that works for both. So adding this threat seeker lets us make something dedicated for the arena space and tune the threat sensor to be exclusively for the BTB space. So we upped up the area, we gave it a quicker ping and a less mark duration. So it's more about locking down an area and detecting all information in this area for like a long duration of time, where the threat seeker is more of a one and done, and then you have to pass that skill test.
You know, one of the questions that
So
I've
threat
always been
sensor is
interested
gonna be
in
more
that's- I find
BTB
fascinating.
then.
Obviously, it takes an army to make all these experiences,
Huh.
right? But tell us just briefly the dynamic between your two teams, gameplay, maps. How do y'all work together to deliver a unified experience? Does gameplay define map design? Does map design?
I don't know. Which
gameplay?
one?
Who
Yeah.
wins? It's the honest answer is both. We
Yeah.
both have ideas on maps and gameplay, what we want to do. But once I pass prototype, one of the first things I do is make sure there's a map where this could really sell on the use case. Because if I'm going to make it, and it's not going to be a map. There's no point to make it, right? So once we kind of get the map chosen, we go into play test. We get it vetted by competitive insights team, studio, designers,
Absolutely.
and we just grind on it.
Yeah, we're working in lockstep, and we're thinking about those different player fantasies and combat situations, and really just working together to figure out exactly how we want those to pan out in the game world, and then just marching forward to make
Absolutely.
it happen together.
You wouldn't make a repulsor without a map that had death bits.
Yeah, without
right?
death hits, what's the point?
Exactly.
Give me some
That is
pancake
fair.
actions.
That's right.
I do love me my repulsor.
Yeah.
So you're also touching on sort of sometimes the challenges, maybe the considerations of designing an experience that maybe has to work across BTB and arena. And I think one of the, I don't know, maybe it's a challenge for me to call it that, is when you guys want to take a piece of equipment or a weapon and now you have to consider, is this going to change the way things behave in campaign
Absolutely.
versus multiplayer? And I'm using that now to segue into the fact that for Season 4, kind of I guess it's a nerdy under the hood change that we're making on a technical level is we're basically separating the files, kind of building a virtual bubble between campaign and multiplayer, which I think for the first time will give your team a little more freedom to hone in on a particular experience without having to think about what could happen to either one.
Absolutely. Just not get like too into the weeds,
Interesting.
but there's a lot of things we can't change without changing campaign. One of those is vehicle regeneration. Chip damage in PvP right now is very strong, but it's not strong at all in campaign. So once we go into isolation, we can maybe look at buffing vehicle regeneration and material responses, and that will help us kind of create a better
That
PvP
would be
experience, while
pretty
PvP
good,
campaign
too.
the excellent experience it is right now.
Yeah, I know from just a pure test sort of perspective, just the surface area, I mean, they don't have to now
Yeah.
test the entire campaign for any potential knock-on effect for what might happen on the MP side of the fence, right?
It's a huge
Now, John, I know you want
Which
to
is
make sure that
unfortunate
players
to a
just were
degree
aware
because that means they're probably
there's
not changing
there'll
the
be a minor
campaign at
change
all
to that flow
anymore.
when you want to go play
You know?
campaign
Oh,
once this
yeah.
update lands next week.
Yep, we've got a video of it here. So you're in the multiplayer menu, and when you want to go play campaign, you confirm that you're going to head into that new campaign executable, because like you were saying on the technical level, they are now pretty separate. So you're going to go into a launching
Huh.
menu loading screen here, but then it's very much the same experience. You launch in, you've got a new fire team.
But yeah, new stuff like
I
the
should have
bandit
mentioned it will
rifles,
disband
that's
your
still
fire
sick.
team when you jump from that multiplayer to campaign, but then you just go into your roster and you can invite your friends back in, play campaign co-op, and have a good time.
For balancing, it's good, but
And
for
we did
campaign
have
purposes,
one
that just
other
kind of
nice addition to campaign coming with
hurts.
Season
Ooh.
4, which is going to be a quality of life update for people who are going after their achievements, especially for that lasso achievement, the headmaster achievement. We could load it up right now. You've got right here what it looks like right now on your TAC map. You'll see Outpost Ramonius and completed in the top left. This
It
player
just kinda
completed
feels
it
like they're
on
gonna be
normal or easy
abandoning
mode, I think I see
campaign.
right there. But
Think
with
so?
our update here in
It's
Season
just kind of
4,
how it
you'll
feels
see
like.
a completed plus. for
They're
any portion of
they're
the map that you've
separating it, which I think is a
completed
good
on
idea,
Lasso.
but
So that
also
plus,
it kind
make
of gives
sure
that
you
vibe
know
of like,
this has
well, we're
been
done with
completed,
this thing, so we
you're
can
making
isolate
progress
it now
towards that
and
headmaster achievement,
Right.
and you can verify
so
that
all our
you
new
did that
weapons
lasso
don't
achievement.
I knew there was
act
just, like,
weird
one
with the
mission holding me back.
campaigns if
Yeah,
they're never going to be
that's
added.
That was the one.
That's what it
Now
was.
I can go
Like the
back
bandit
and
rifle
figure that
wasn't
out.
added, so it's like
Cool. So that'll all be kind of a bit of a change that you'll see next Tuesday when this update drops. Guys, before we turn you loose, because I know you got work to do, any sort of final parting thoughts or anything you'd like to share?
I'd just like to thank my team on the sandbox for working diligently to make sure we're hitting faster seasons and reacting to community feedback. Everyone's been really crushing it, so just thank you to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just really excited for the players to check out all this new content and so many people involved in putting it together.
Excellent. Well, appreciate you both stopping by. I cannot wait to, I want to go for that new translocator event. Basically, I want to try to get, what'd you call it?
Telefrag.
Like a
Telefrag. There you go.
Yes.
I'm going to try that. We're going to make it happen. I'm also going to swing around the outside of Scar.
clip.
But you'll be able to get your hands on these new maps and new sandbox updates next Tuesday, June 20th. We're going to take a super quick break. When we come back, we will jump into the new Season 4 100-tier Battle Pass. We also want to talk a little bit about our new career rank system that's also arriving next week. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
That's an interesting choice of music.
Yeah, I know, right? But I feel like that is definitely, like, I knew a majority of the campaign team was hit with layoffs, right? Joe Staten left to do multiplayer, then just left in general. Like, that does not bode well for campaign.
I see what you mean.
And a certain Microsoft person saying, like, I think it was Phil Spencer, made a comment where it's like, oh, what about Halo campaign stuff? He was like, it's like, uh-oh. That's immediately a bad sign. That's just fucking music.
Sounds like I mean, basically stuff we'd seen and stuff. New maps. The new maps are cool though.
Yeah. I gotta actually play on them before I judge them. Like,
Yeah.
Oasis is my favorite BTB map, but Breaker from season before was probably my least favorite BTB map, so...
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, that. Shout out to that music. Checking out chat. Looks like everybody was enjoying that. That music slaps, right?
Yeah, that's
It
what chat said. Wow.
Music go hard. But we're back again. Sketch here
Okay.
at 343. We are excited to be
Alrighty.
talking about the Halo Infinite Season 4 update, which comes out next Tuesday, June 20th. Real quick reminder, though, just for watching, hopefully you're logged into Twitch and you've got your accounts connected there, but we do have a Twitch drop being offered here for this broadcast.
I am watching
Yep,
on
Ryan
YouTube and
Armory
could not be
Weapon
bothered
Charm
to do
is
anything else.
Just free and available. Just watch 30
But you're
minutes
missing
here
out on
Twitch
this
with us today,
weapon
and you've got it
charm.
unlocked, and you can.
I've
Or
got
missed
my,
out.
I've
You
got
should
my...
almost be there by now if you've been here since the beginning.
yeah, I will miss out,
what happened?
because
Hey,
the
guys.
work charm...
But what happens if you were here and you can't be watching?
Oh, like right now?
Yeah,
How are
can
you
I
going to
get-
get it?
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Aren't you the guy? I feel like you have the ability to probably solve that. The gun here, but we are excited for this next segment to welcome two new guests. Of course, Sean needs no further introduction, and Tiana. Welcome, Tiana.
Hello.
Happy to have you both here. We want to talk about customization to kind of kick things off, right? It's been a
In a way, I
cornerstone
feel
of
bad
Halo
for
Infinite
Sean
since
because
launch.
he was the one
It
that
has, in my
like got
opinion,
shit
continued
on
to get
immediately
cooler and
because he's
better.
like,
I'm
Halo was
super
always a
stoked
super
about
competitive
what
game,
the
and
team's
everyone's
bringing
like,
to bear here in
no,
Season
it
4.
fucking
So
wasn't.
Sean,
Do you know
talked to you a
Halo?
couple times with the community off and on. How are you all thinking about Season 4 and sort of what were the goals specifically for the customization story?
Yeah. So last
This is
month,
what I'm
we did the
curious
Discord
on.
chat where we talked about our goals with customization,
Mm-hmm.
depth, breadth, and quality. And we're trying to bring all of those to Season 4. So when we start going through all of this customization, you're going to see that from a depth perspective.
That
we are
Yoroi
going
helmet looks a
deeper
little
on
weird,
some of the
but-
cores that
It does,
we already
yeah.
have out, right? So we're going to be continuing to support those, fleshing out the options that you have for those.
You can kind of see on the right there the Yoroi.
Yoroi, yep. And there's a bunch of stuff that
Next to
works
him,
on all
he's-
of the cores, actually.
I did see this
in
image.
season.
That looks
from
like
a
the sticky
breadth
detonator or
perspective,
something,
we
you
are
know?
Adding
Mhm.
new player experiences
Or
and
some kind of
options
new
that
gun.
players can have with the, for example, the hazmat core.
But they didn't mention
some
a
of
new
our
gun.
new weapon geo that we're really excited about. And then from a value perspective, it's making sure that we put those things in to the store and to the battle pass in places that you can get them from playing, or you can get them for really good value. So you feel like your
Excellent.
time is worth it.
Well, speaking of value, we'll pivot off that, and I know a lot of folks are super eager to see what does the Battle Pass have in store for Season 4.
Let's do it.
It is always fun to sort of drive through. I'm going to pick up my controller here. We are going to switch over to our build first thing I just wanted to touch on here, sort of like we experimented with and did with Season 3, we have another sort of special premium upsell offer, right, Sean?
We do. Yeah, we have the coating there in the forefront that you see. It's the Genesis Bloom coating. It's for every single core that's in the game right now. We will have an assault rifle, a new geo, weapon geo for it, bonus XP for every single match that you play, and durability associated with it.
Yeah, of course. Premium battle passes in Halo Infinite never expire, so once you've got it, it's yours to keep. And also, like, that AR was an example, and we'll look at one here in a minute too of that new weapon, some of the new weapon models. And when you say geo, by the way, you're talking about like you mean the geometry, right? Like and we'll get into that. And you know, I think maybe right now what people probably are eager to is we'll just kind of move through the past and kind of look at some cool stuff. Sean, maybe one thing though it's worth touching on. You mentioned this already. We do have one new core coming out this season. It's the Hazmat core.
There it is.
It's free for everyone.
Yep,
right?
everybody gets it. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. There's been a lot of debate online. How does the Hazmat core fictionally make sense?
I don't get it. Why do Spartans with the Mjolnir armor need something that's more hazmat-y, right?
Hazmat-y. I like that.
That's
the
official term. That's canon. So I talked to Jeff Easterling about this, and he gave me some background just to let people know. First of all, from a design perspective, this core just gives our designers an opportunity to explore new textures, new colors, space, and shapes that they want to move on. And then you can already see that it's very much more like a rubberized fabric.
But
different
materials.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From a narrative or a canon perspective, the goal here is to create or to introduce a core, a suit that it wasn't actually developed initially for Spartans, but they've created a Spartan version for it that is able to take on even more hazardous, high radiation places, but also is unique because it is hardened against cyber attack. So it is able to have a higher level of cybersecurity than any of our other cores or armors, and it suits it for the infection mode that we have.
Okay.
It suits it.
Yep.
I guess.
I added a pun there
Well done.
on purpose. Thank you.
Well, Sean said it, so it must be officially true in canon now. So thanks for that clarification. Sorry, one more disclaimer before we jump in. For folks that maybe haven't played Infinite in a while since the winter update, also it's probably worth reminding them that just by logging in, they will receive all of the cores that exist in the game today.
Yeah,
we
cores
made
are
those
not
free,
hidden behind
right?
a paywall
So,
anymore. No.
great time to come back. There's so much content to sink your teeth into. But without further ado, let's do some scrolling here. We're just going to move through this. Now, keep in mind, we have a 100-tier premium
That's
pass.
a wacky
There's
visor.
free rewards, premium rewards, and I believe I've heard there's
Those
about
look like
180
bloody eyes, and I'm
premium
very
versions. So
uncomfortable.
we have packed this thing full of cool content.
Or pepperoni.
And as I said at the outset, some of the best content I think we've done.
Yeah.
The team's done a fantastic job with this.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the story that the team told with the progression of the content in this battle pass. I think it gets
That's a
more
decent-
and more covetous as you go through.
We could critique
Better
this
rewards.
armor as
Better
it
rewards
goes.
as you go
Okay.
deeper.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool little wrist thing there.
Yeah.
Tiana, are you a hazmat fan or?
I am. I'm a huge fan of this. I love the colors. Yellow, yeah. It's a winner.
Now, one thing I wanted to mention here too.
Green
for
doesn't
folks that
look
maybe
much
didn't
different
catch the
than the other
Discord
greens,
chat that
but-
Sean mentioned a bit ago. All the new to Season 4 premium coatings that are available in this season next week, we're going to make sure we offer a version that works on all existing cores
Yes.
for UNSC weapons, where applicable, and Spartan models.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. UNSC cross weapon. And then
Yep.
across the board,
Okay.
of course.
Now, what
Catch.
that means is we also want to clarify that for now, just because of the way the system was set up and is designed, we're going to see that represented as individual offers, essentially, right?
Yep.
But it's something I know that you and the team are already working on. So in future seasons, in theory, basically we'll be able to have a one-size-fits-all. Here it is,
Yeah.
and it just works on everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So in season 5, upcoming.
So that
we
got
will
pushed
have
back.
Collapsed all of those. Wait, don't go past this level.
Okay,
here.
I'll wait.
Yeah, because
go back
we're
here.
going to talk about my favorite,
Yep.
one of my favorite helmets. So in season 5, we're going to have all of the coatings, because it'll be on every core. We'll just have one level for it, and we're going to make some changes to the battle pass that we'll talk about as we get closer to season 5, where we're not separating things across the battle pass levels as much as we have in the past, because we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I just wanted folks to have that context because, we don't love necessarily either that we have to have each coatings version of each core's version of a coating has to be a separate tier.
icon.
Right
Yeah.
now, it's just a bit of
It's most obvious in the store offers or the bundles where you'll see we're trying to give you this coding, but we have to you're going to see the icon for every single core. We're not selling you all of them, right? We're giving you that one for all of the cores.
Anyways, I want to touch on it. I just know it's a lot of people are passionate, and it's just one more step on this sort of evolution as you and the team keep helping.
As long as
find
it finally
ways to make
pans
this
out,
content
that's more what
more
I'm concerned
versatile
about, you
and
know?
more flexible, because we've gotten that feedback, right? People like to be able to mix things across. So
For sure.
let's get back into this. I've only made
go to the helmet.
minimal progress. This helmet we talked about a lot.
Yes.
People like this.
Oh, this is
It
just
might
Mark
be my
6.
favorite helmet in the entire pass. It is good.
Oh, yes, the old Mark 6 CBRN. The Caburn.
My old friend.
So basically a
we
helmet.
got a nice chest
It's basically
attachment
just
here,
Mark 6,
going
just a different
through.
variation.
Of course,
That's kind of
XP
cool.
boosts and swaps you'll find throughout. Emblems, backgrounds. Now here's an example of weapon coding.
Yep.
So-
And that is on that premium track there.
Yep, we'll see this a few more times, as we mentioned, as we see different weapon versions represented.
That's
Now, this
cool
is
blue
the,
scheme.
Let's see, the midnight version for
Yeah,
hazmat.
That does
Looking
look
sharp.
pretty nice.
Ooh, surface
With a
tension.
matching gun.
Be fun to be.
Hey, that's a
how
Risk
do
of Rain
names for these
song.
Get created on one
Your
That sounds
track.
like a fun-
You're gonna have to ask. I feel like
Okay.
it's just Jeff Easterling. I'm
Oh.
not sure. I actually don't know.
I'm seeing a lot of purple already. Was that you're doing, Sean?
I love purple. You know that. I mean, I wanted hazmat to be purple, but apparently
Oh.
that's not a color that we can.
Knee
use.
pads.
Yep.
Gotta have
Is
knee
that
pads.
Mark
Let's keep
7?
moving. Keep
I think that
moving.
was Mark
Nice
7.
weapon charms.
Mm-hmm.
There's another version of the citrus wash. This time on
Yep.
the sidekick. Looking pretty cool. More knee pad. Oh,
a
sorry,
shoulder.
my bad. Shoulders
that.
now.
That's a good
Gotta-
shoulder.
That is a
gotta
that's
complete-
a
Mark
Hey,
7
good
too.
Mark
Gotta
7
complete the
shoulders.
look.
Let's
Yep.
fucking
Yeah,
I
it's
do
go.
nice.
like that too, by
It's
the
a
way.
nice
I've
shoulder.
seen. I like that the pass has a little bit of something for all the cores, right?
Yep.
It's not. There's lots of hazmat stuff to come. Make
For
no
sure,
mistake about
yes.
it. But I do like that we're kind of going back to the well and adding more value to some of those older cores
Absolutely.
too.
Yep. And those shoulders are on the free track, so
Yep.
you get them, for free there.
That looks
Solid
like a pilot
and
helmet.
Talon.
I think. Isn't that like
Yeah,
the
for sure.
one of the Halo pilot helmets? I'll have to double check.
Sticker.
Oh, what's that
Emblem.
shoulder at 19?
Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
that
Yeah.
looks
Let's get to
fucking
it. Of
clean.
course, it's not. I'm looking forward to dusting off my heroic core. This
Ooh.
shoulder, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That
Very
is cool.
nice.
Yeah. I don't know if that's fire suppression or oxygen tanks or.
Just make it up right now, and it'll be canon.
I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
All right.
one
You
of
heard
each.
it here first.
Yeah, one of each.
All right. Let's keep going. What do we got?
Just
Another.
Yeah,
the other
sure,
shoulders
Having
were-
sure.
that lore now.
Yeah, right.
We're seeing additional versions of some of the coatings that we've discussed already. Now
the
this is
effects.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is so good.
This is cool. We do like. Big fan of the depth effects. Biohazardous legendary kill effect.
It's
Very
very good.
cool.
Right there on the 25er.
Very splattery.
But Grunt
the way through
birthday
the pass.
party.
Yep.
I like that.
Trend lock.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Good helmet.
Okay, so we got a
I didn't get
legendary
to ask
weapon
you your
coating
thoughts
here.
on
This
that,
looks
but
pretty
okay.
Sweet.
The level 30
Oh, that's a
helmet
good one,
is a
yeah.
hazmat one that I love.
Yeah, this is funky.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
it's got an
Whoa.
What
attachment
the
later
fuck?
on. You'll see that I
Oh
also love.
boy.
It's like spooky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very cool. Now, Tiana, as I'm
It's like-
going through
You
this,
know,
I want to ask you.
I get nerd
there's
emoji
a really
vibes
cool
from that
quality of
helmet.
life, addition that the team had added.
You
now
can
to the
see
armor
it
hull,
a
right?
little
So
in
whenever I
the
unlock a new piece
preview
of
in the
cotton
left.
armor,
That's what I
coating, or
see.
attachment, I won't have to worry about trying to find it.
That is correct. So after a game and you do unlock something new from the Battle Pass, rather than you having to go hunt in customization, hey, where did this helmet attachment, where was that?
Mhm.
Well, now we have a new flag, and you'll be able to more easily find those new unlocks that you found. And
I just think of
Sarah
the
Stark on the
gif
team,
of
and
the,
also
like,
Sarah Stark
the nerd
and
emoji
Kyle
pushing
Powell
up their
were the two folks on the
glasses.
team who worked on that. At least on the UX UI team. Of course, there's many
Yeah, I can
people
see
who
that.
worked on that.
I really appreciate that because I think we all know it's
Show more.
between
Stop
the events
skipping.
in the past, we're constantly
It was
giving
a
you
huge
content,
place
and then
to
you go
find
back.
it.
You
We
can't
Three.
find it.
Or
Yeah.
even,
Oh, yeah.
it's- you
The
have to
helmet
go on a
attachments
deep
were the
dive.
ones that were the most
Yes.
frustrating.
Yeah, where'd that thing go that I just unlocked? I'm gonna speed it up here. We're getting a little bit of signal that we got to pick up the pace.
I like
In
this
addition
one.
to that,
Oh!
though, Tiana, like you unlock
That
a
one's
bunch of
not
things,
just
there's
matte
also
gray.
an easy way to dismiss them all, right? Because
Oh,
once
and a
you've
BR
got
model. Nice.
all of them, right, you don't want to have to go in and find them just to mark them as seen.
Wait, we're already
You
at
also have
50?
that full
Okay.
dismiss, correct?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Now I'll hold here just for a
This is
second.
new Geo. This is
You
new
mentioned
one.
this earlier, yeah. So we have, I've seen a lot of cool responses. People seem to enjoy some of the new weapon models that we showed in the launch trailer already. Here's an example. So you'll be able to get this at tier 50.
Huh.
It's the HasCon version.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit of that texture
Yeah,
and the
yep.
barrel shroud.
You know, the team's always talked about had these aspirations just to keep pushing it further and further.
Exactly.
So this does represent a pretty big step forward, I think, for us,
Yep.
and just makes me more excited for what's to come.
What
honestly.
the fuck?
Oh,
Has
whoa.
con, like,
What
has
the
convention.
fuck?
That's what I feel like. I'm like, what
It's
kind
like a
of convention is that?
polygonal.
But just you go.
Fighting Polygon Team!
Fighting Polygon Team!
Emergency preparedness.
Yeah, it's like those folks that work there.
Damn it, where's TJ when you need him?
It's
All
gonna be
right.
some awesome cosplay.
I'm sure he would
Nice stand
appreciate
there,
that
ready and
meme.
waiting. Okay, let's keep going. Sean, was this the visor that you liked, or was
No,
it?
no, no.
Ooh,
Visor's number
that's
9.
kinda
I hate
cool.
that visor.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No, I like that when it's
Stop
all purple.
skipping over
It's all
items. I
purple.
want to
love
see
purple.
what they look like.
Still going, still going.
yeah.
By the way, we didn't specifically call this out, but you can earn back, I think, 1,000 credits.
Yeah, you're
through
going
the
to earn
pass,
enough back
right?
enough.
So,
If you buy the premium, you will earn enough credits to purchase the next premium.
got it.
Should you want.
I actually want to see
Nice.
some
I
of
love
these, and they're
this
like,
one.
oh,
That's
let's
cool.
skip that
love
shoulder
this flare
plate.
gun, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just hoping that little tab on it is like a release thing, because otherwise it feels like it's going to fall out of the holster. Just
yeah,
my.
I feel like it's
I think
got
it's
a
like
lock there,
there's
yeah.
like some
Yeah.
sort of magnetically sealed
How do those
like
magnets work?
space
There's
magic.
sci-fi space magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't think
Okay,
too hard
sure.
about it. Halsey
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
invented
my
it.
goodness, that looks
Wow.
incredible.
That is
nice
nice.
coding,
That's
yeah.
clean. I like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so good. Industrial preparedness. That's a word salad.
Wow. Jeez.
Oh, a nice little helmet attachment.
Okay,
attachments are
yeah. So clearly
God.
that looks like maybe someone's having
Fighting
to breathe in some
Polygon
hazardous
Team!
gas or atmosphere conditions.
Yeah,
there,
they don't,
right?
they don't have
Again!
Fighting Polygon Team!
their
Yeah.
tanks to breathe out of.
Keep going, keep going. We got cool wrist
That's
attachment.
cool.
75.
I like that.
Yeah,
There
and
we
it's-
go. This is cool
it's
now. Leaky
nice.
seals.
Colored. Oh.
Leaky seals.
It's colored with the armor. That's
The armor
cool.
effect.
Mm-hmm. Can you
So-
show the
there's a
back?
dad
Also,
joke
what the
about-
fuck?
There's
Show
a
the back.
dad.
Show the back.
There's a dad joke about dripping here. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just
You're
gonna
rocking
say.
the new drip.
Yeah.
I like it. Respectable.
Okay, just in case you need some pouches and pockets.
The pouches are like
Packets.
Blue
That
pouches.
is
You
the
can never have too
cargo
many
pants.
pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cargo pants.
Yeah.
All right, we got more shoulders
Yeah.
matching. If you got one, you got to have two. So I'm gonna go through another chest piece.
Yeah, this one's good.
Still-
Here's a legendary item.
I hate.
so-
I don't like when they do
Okay,
that. I want to
those are
see
nice,
more of it.
Those are nice. Plenty. So
Oh,
we're gonna
dude.
have some good
Whoa,
looking.
whoa,
okay.
whoa,
No, I'm backing up. I'm backing
Another
up.
knife.
over the
You
knife.
get another
So
knife.
just anything with
Of
a
course,
knife.
with the knives, right? We
People
gotta have
do
knives.
really love knives.
we
Yes.
do, right?
Actually.
Blades.
Blades. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
It's kind
It do be
like a,
kind of a
blades.
small
It's like
knife, but a
firefighter
knife
blade,
is
too,
a
with,
blade is a
with the oxygen
blade.
tank kind of on the back. All right, now we're getting into the upper tiers here.
Yeah.
90s.
Mm,
That
that's a
is
neat one.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like
it
that
is.
one.
I don't know what that
I like it.
gizmo is, but it's cool. It's the core bit. I like it.
Very
I have no
nice.
idea.
Okay.
Oh,
It's got a little bit of a
Oh.
spot.
Ooh, nice.
Very
hazardous.
Yeah,
Secret
that's
of the ooze.
very cool.
I could see you using that maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. God.
All right.
That's
nice.
definitely a
nice
hazmat.
Among Us.
All right, I like that.
Clean.
I like that. Well, that might be our first glove I think we've seen in here today.
Yeah, I think there's only one glove in here, but then the
Got to complete the look.
the 98
Oh.
visor.
That's the one you really like.
I love this visor, and then I also love
Huh,
the wrist
interesting.
shot stance. That's the premium one. Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
Putting on the gloves.
Putting on the
Yep.
gloves. Yeah, I think
Getting
it's
to
great.
work. You know.
I love it.
Now
Taking
this
the
is
school.
funky.
Yep.
Oh,
for the
jeez.
overall.
Some people
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like
That's an
big,
attachment.
chunky helmet attachments. We definitely
Okay.
hear that.
Like Gunganir.
Yeah, exactly
And then
like that.
we take us up to our final
you even
premium
see?
unlock, which is this really cool.
No, you can't.
bulldog weapon model.
And it looks really
Also-
good, the coating, the yellow
Huh.
coating. Can't
That
remember the name.
industrial
The
one.
industrial one, yeah.
it's Very
So you've got a
clean.
little bit
So
of
shot.
kind of stock.
So
and then a little
oh,
bit
that
of
means
change and-
all the other
So
weapon
that's
models
our
are in
new
the
battle pass.
store.
Remember, 100 tiers, but if you get the premium version, never expires. It's yours to enjoy as you like. So the battle pass is, one way we have to acquire content. I just want to remind folks too, events are going to come back in season 4. I
Yeah.
think we have
I
5
I think
different
we have
Yeah,
5
that's
events.
fair.
events now, yeah.
Each of those has free reward tracks with
rewards.
various cosmetic offerings that you'll be able to put on different cores.
Different
Well, that
Exactly
might
right.
that might have
expanding
some new
your
stuff.
wardrobe, your closet.
Yeah,
Spartan
I
closet,
kind of
locker,
forgot
whatever
about
you call
that.
it.
Armor house.
Armor, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's
I don't know.
probably the best way to put
Looking
it.
for that
Armor
word.
hall.
Okay. I did want to quickly also talk about the shop because we've got a couple things of note here that I think are interesting.
Look at that shop.
A new shop.
Now,
Look
first
at
of all, Tiana, just
Yeah.
from kind of a UX, UI perspective, I know
That
the team's
is
been working to
definitely
address some
different.
feedback and try to just sort of make the
What's
shop.
It's definitely a
functional
different
differently.
shop.
Yep. So there's a whole
Mm.
scrolling mechanism now, so you can go further to the right. There's a lot more And what's great is that that allows you to see a lot more of the Spartans themselves, or
That
those
Grendel
armor
is an
customization
interesting
pieces that you're purchasing. And this
combination of
Brooklyn
colors.
Sheets on our team was one of the individuals who worked on
Yeah.
this. So great work on the team. Also, some of the bundle looks as well. I won't go into the whole logic, but at least the way it's been presented, something that the team's been working on. Patrick Marco, that's something he's also been working on
Toolmaster
all of
looks kind of
the
cool.
visual lockup. So from a UX UI side, we have a lot more space and a lot more visually engaging to see what it is that you're getting.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it from the visual, like this is what the Spartan looks like. I was like, oh yeah, we can do more offers.
I
right?
also
But no,
spy
you
the
actually
assault
get to
rifle
see
one they
what the
showed off
Spartan looks
in
like
the
so much more
shop.
clearly now.
They give the team the opportunity, like you guys, thank you so much for this. You give the team the opportunity to like show off stuff.
Yes.
So there's like dynamic, they can choose the size of the tiles. So that's, I think one of those was a 4x4 or 2x2.
Yeah.
And you can just make things really clear to the players about what they should look at.
And you
what's
get a bonus
valuable,
from getting the
what's
super
cool,
one,
what's
but you can
new,
get them separate.
Yeah.
and just a lot of flexibility. So
Let
it's
me-
really, really great.
Let me just also shout out, this will be one of our launch bundles,
Yep.
Hazmat Haven. Now this is a, I don't know, super duper
It's
bundle. It's
huge.
basically 3 full bundles rolled into one, so you'll have the option to pick it up as, if you buy it through the Hazmat Haven, you actually get 2 exclusive extra pieces here, right? So that's how you'll be able to
It's the only
acquire
way you can get those.
this Mythic Effects set,
Huh.
as well as this weapon charm here. But you also could buy each of these other pieces individually, right?
Yep.
So, and here's what you're referencing.
That is a
before, Sean,
really
so we'll
weird
see this, but some cool
effect.
stuff tucked away in here, right?
The AR model.
That is a
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
AR.
Really
model.
nice.
That is
Yeah.
very
So-
It's a
bulky.
very cool one. And then the don't sleep on the sidekick.
Absolutely. I never sleep on the sidekick. I did it once. My back was
Yeah.
killing me. All right. And sorry, I see the legendary one. Oh, look at that.
Oh no.
Oh,
That is
no.
unfortunate.
One last thing I want to shout out on the shop, because in addition to that, we want to give some love to the HCS shop, which
You know
is
people
welcoming
made
in
that
a
joke.
brand new season
I'm
of
sure
as
people
well.
are fucking
We have brand new
in the
weapon skins.
comments
Now,
on
not only are these
Discord,
really
on Twitter,
badass,
already
but
making
reminder that every
the
team
worst
skin that you
kind of
buy,
jokes
a
with that
portion of
effect.
goes directly to the org, so it's a great way to support your favorite esports organization. And also, with buying any one of these will unlock a free bonus BR model.
Which you
that-
see right there.
Yeah,
You
so
timed that perfectly.
oh, that was luck. But yeah, any HCS team skin, weapon skin purchase would unlock that new BR model for you. So again, really cool to see the team is leaning into more and more unique
I love
variations
the
of our
models.
geometry.
And I
right?
believe all
Yeah.
the coatings will
So
apply
that, I
to
think, kinda maybe
any of the
wraps up
models you
our
get.
customization conversation, and now I want to shift gears and just briefly talk to you guys about something, Sean. This has been a long time coming. Something you're super excited about.
Yeah.
Career rank. It's coming
Yeah.
into the game next week. Just give us the high-level pitch here. What's the goal behind this?
So, I'm not going to say this should have been there from launch, but this is one
It
of those
should have been
things
there for
where when
launch.
You're playing a game and you go through the battle pass, all that's great, right? Engaging with it from a season perspective. The whole point of career rank is to give you an opportunity to constantly grind and progress against something that is meaningful to you and that also other players can see. And for us, in the past, 343 games have used Spartan rank. And it's very, very, very critical to our foundation that we understand that we are a military sci-fi shooter. And what I really wanted for the team when I was beginning to push on this was like, besides the value of having players have something that they can continually engage in and feel like they are putting
I
a
have my
time towards
critiques
something,
on the
is
system
also
for when
honoring the military
they get
ranks
to
that we
it.
used to have in games like Halo Reach. And so with that,
because I heard
proposal,
some
the team
stuff.
went off and just figured
but I
out
wanna
the
hear
best
it
way to
first.
possibly do that, and then I feel like they crushed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. I'm excited for it. You mentioned Halo Reach and the military sort of aesthetic. Tiana, from like sort of the visual design perspective, how does the team sort of think about looking at what we've done in the past, but also still trying to make it feel fresh and new, and it has to be readable? Like, what are just some of those considerations?
Yeah, there's a lot of considerations when you think about whether it's the progression and the visual inspiration that the team took. So, of course, it takes many people to work on things like this. So, for example, Jeremy Hill was the progression designer, and then also Sarah Stark was the UI artist, and she worked also with CJ Ramos, a visual and UI designer, and both of them, when they looked at this, they were looking at what progression models in the past worked well, and what did people like as well, and at a glance, when you're looking at these, can you quickly distinguish the metals, like the different types of metals that you see here, and then you see the different silhouettes with some of the other shapes of these. Yes, here
yeah,
we go.
Here's the full progression, right?
Yep, and you can tell, like, looking at these, the team took inspiration from Halo Reach, but then Halo 3. Certainly, there's some reference in terms of the progression system to MCC. But then also, when you experience and you earn these in game as well, what's cool is other folks who worked on this, Mark Dunbar, and then also Julian Van Putten. There's animation as well that's involved, so that's one of the awesome things.
So there's
here's
three.
a great example where
is there like three tiers of
the career
each
ranks will now be
rank?
featured as adornments on your nameplate. So not just in game, but then also in other places like Waypoint. So it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's something I know I hadn't thought about.
So that
until
means
we were
there's probably
chatting
over
more, just you have
200
to-
ranks.
Just how much intentionality and thoughtfulness has to go into every potential use case. How readable is it? What's the right way to show it?
Yes.
Thank you for shouting out Waypoint, because your service record on Waypoint will also, you'll be able to inspect a player in the PGCR, be able to see their rank as well. So I like that we're bringing that to the forefront. Sean, I think you told me you were super excited. Your favorite, of course, is the final rank tier.
Well, the hero rank, yes.
It's not skill based, so I think you have a chance of achieving it. Right? So, but we are super excited.
1v1.
Damn.
Let's
Sure
do it
got
for
'em.
charity.
I know you don't like me to use the word journey, but there's no other way to say it. It really is. Your journey will begin on June 20th when you begin your adventure from recruit up to hero.
Ooh.
And we're excited to kind of be a part of that. I know we're looking
Is
forward
that your
to it.
end?
Any final thoughts from either one of you? Any kind of
Ooh,
closing remarks before we let you go?
I'm excited.
I am excited.
What was that sound? Was that
I'm
your
very
mic doing that?
excited.
No, it
as
wasn't
always,
me.
I'm super grateful to the players.
Was that
Without
their
them,
end
we
then?
wouldn't, you know,
I think it
be
was
doing
theirs.
Any of this stuff, and
Whew.
keep playing. Try to participate
Startled
in
me.
fights. So we had. I shouldn't plug this, but I'm going to. No, I'm going to plug it. I should be plugging it. Halo Insider, flighting. It's important. You should try to join, and you should definitely just join, and then participate, because we had career rank in flights.
Yeah, we did private flights. I mean,
Exactly
we have
right.
internal flights and sort of private flights, but that feedback loop is constant. It maybe can't always involve the entirety of the community, but I do want to. I mean, we've said this before. I will reconfirm. Broader flighting is in the plans for the future. It's being actively worked on. Our goal is absolutely to get back to letting anyone in the Insider program have the opportunity to get hands-on and help us get that critical feedback, and just results in a better experience and product at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So it's super important.
So sign up for Halo Insider. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much, Tiana. We're going to take one more quick break. When we come back, we want to talk to you about Forge, about Infection, a couple new things coming on the playlist front, and everything else coming in Season 4. We'll be right back.
Oh, jeez. I like how they skimmed over a very specific detail.
What's that?
That you don't earn anything other than emblems from ranking up. Which I think is a little, well, they must be updating the backgrounds for stuff. But regardless, they are not giving you things for when you rank out other than emblems. And it's like, you should get coatings, you should get armor, that's how it should be. But they're like, no, I don't understand. I find it weird, though, that they don't have, what was it? They just don't have any rewards for anything career rank-wise. It just feels bizarre that that's not a thing. Because that was kind of why we wanted career ranks. It was like, oh, we can earn things. No, we don't earn things. We just have a fancy thing. Which is still kind of cool,
All right, hey,
but
welcome
whatever.
back. Sketch here again. Still coming to you live from 343 here in
Also weird
Redmond,
there's no new
Washington,
gun.
And we are talking about Halo Infinite Season 4 Infection. Unishek, welcome back. We had a little bit of rearrangement here. I want to give a quick shout out. Unfortunately, Michael Shore had a conflict come up. He had to pull out of being here today. So
we'll do it live.
we're going to do it without him. The show is going to go on, but he's given us a lot of good notes to talk to. We have some cool things coming to Forge and the playlist front. And we're going to take a few minutes here right now to walk through that. So, John, I think we start by jumping into what's new and notable with Forge. And I do believe you have created a little demo here to help illustrate some of those new things.
Spent some time building out a little map here on Scar. We can take a look here and just laid out a bunch of different objects that'll be coming in with this season. You can see I've got some Forerunner glyphs along with a bunch of Forerunner objects, which is brand new. We already had the Forerunner palette, but we are like filling it out with even more Forerunner objects. A lot of these, if not all of these, can be scaled
That is good.
up,
More options is
and
better.
bring you a ton of gameplay variety.
I said that is good. More options, the better.
One other thing
Yeah.
with scaling I wanted to bring up is we also have VFX scaling in this season. So you can see this is the default size of this fire here. It's a human fire, around a medium size, I think is its default size. Then you can just kind of scale it up if you want to. And alongside scaling of these FX objects, we also now have toggles. So you can toggle between the damage and sound. So if you want it to make any sound or deal damage to players, you can go ahead and change that.
That's interesting.
Right? If you want to have it so players walk
Yeah.
through fire, right, and not take damage in your Forge creation, you can totally do that now. And here's just a few other examples of scaling of effects objects, right? That's the default size, and you can scale it, and it still looks so good.
Yeah.
And you can just use this to really plus up a bunch of your maps and really make it look beautiful. And for any fans of the Forge Fundamental series, I went ahead and made a giant Giga Grunt, and I was able to do this with a single fire. In that Forge Fundamental series, I placed a bunch of different fires around the grenades. In this case, I only had one single little plasma fire burning, and I just put it on both of the plasmas. So now my Giga Grunt there is fully sized out with only needing a few objects.
That is
this season
good.
also
I'm
brings
surprised that wasn't
in
a thing already.
water palette, which I did want to touch on. You can see a little bit of it here. These rocks I kind of built to make a small little pool. These aren't part of Scar, but built this nice little pool, and then I dropped in this water, and you can kind of see you've got this fantastic water that you can now add. This is the first time in any Forge of any Halo game that you've got placeable, scalable water, and it just really adds so much to your maps.
For sure, and this also, I believe, one of the most highly requested additions that we've had since since Forge launch and Infinite.
Yes, actually, in fact, I'm going to fly over to the center of the map. We talked about the Death Pit with Barry Hill and Kaylee a bit, but you can go ahead and scale the water. There's me scaling it in action. And I'll just add it to this little center Death Pit. And now it looks like I've got a full pit of water just here, completely covering the center of this map. And it allows you to do so much.
Yet the fire still burns below.
Yep. So you could still fall into that center pit of death. It won't cause too much of an issue. But you've got water that is placeable, scalable. It's incredible.
And I want to call out too, it is purely aesthetic at this point, but Shore did want to make sure we let folks know that the team is working on kind of how to take that the next level and make something that's a little bit more interactive that would respond to the player, respond to bullets and things like that.
Yeah, so this is the dynamic version. We will have, this is the static version. We will have a dynamic version coming in a later season. Beyond that addition, though, as much as I love the water and could go on and on about it, we also have minigame mode coming, which is a mode that has no existing or underlying mode logic. So it's truly just you are on the map hanging around. And so you can then take objects that are on the map, like this brand new ball object, which you could use to, say, plant in an enemy base or throw in certain modes, and script this to have all sorts of game logic. In fact, you could script all three of these objects, whether it's this stronghold zone, the oddball, or the ball, and have all three of them interacting and live on the map at a certain time, right? Go plant this there, do that.
So there is technically another game mode coming.
For that long, then do this objective, and make some really cool creative modes.
So, I mean,
Yeah, it sounds like you
we've
could
already
really
seen
make some creative
amazing Forge,
things.
not just maps,
Yeah.
but modes. But this is really going to blow the lid off of it, right? Like, there's almost no limitation
your own custom
really,
game
in
mode,
terms of how
basically.
creatively you're going to be, because you're not really confined to just the logic and the rules that we had already baked in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
Yep, there's a few other quality of life additions, right, which is some universal player blockers, which will help people secure their maps without needing as many objects. You also have some budget improvements.
avoiding
we can
the
actually
water.
pull that up
Jump in it.
on the menu here. You can see a
Throw
breakdown
TJ in the
of
pool.
the budget. It's much more detailed now.
They threw me in the
Season
fucking
4,
pool.
So you can kind of see what is going right or wrong with your map, and kind of tune the areas that you need to make sure your map is performing very well. And then there's also I'll say like version notes for when you do save it. You can say, hey, I've added, say, Forerunner decals, then Forerunner objects, then I built the pond. And you can do that with every single save that you do so that you or your collaborators know what you've been doing on that version of the map.
It's mind-blowing. I think it's safe to say Infinite's version of Forge is hands down the most powerful, robust version that's shipped with any Halo title, and it just
I
somehow
still
they
have
just
not
keep
been able
getting
to
it
make
more and
anything
more
with it yet.
powerful,
I
more
really
and more
need to
robust, and
sit down and do something
honestly,
with
for
it.
folks who may be like me and
Well, this
probably
would be some
realistically will
incentive to do
never
that, I
really
think.
have the
Yeah.
time or the skills to get in here and build some of these amazing creations, doesn't matter because we're all going to benefit by the awesome stuff that the creative Forge community will create. And you know, for some of you may have already seen, we have community content coming into matchmaking off and on. We have the community collection playlist. We're starting to see some of these maps now permeate through the experience. I know Michael Shore and the Forge team and playlist team, that's something that they're committed to. In fact, I did want to give a shout out. We are always on the hunt for Forge 4v4 experiences to bring into matchmaking. In particular, we are right now, I believe, looking for submissions that might fit into a Husky raid experience, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we have a post on Halo Waypoint where you can go and find a Husky raid template that you then just need to art up and make it your own, right? The base underlying gameplay is all set up, just art it up, and then you can hit it with the tag in game on the content browser on your asset, and make sure you submit it to 343 for matchmaking consideration.
Yeah, you can also visit the Halo official Discord server. I believe there's some groups in there about Forge as well as some additional resources.
Yep.
And lastly, Shore also just wanted me to plug, we're also always on the lookout for Forge BTB content. We know we've heard a lot of feedback from folks that obviously we appreciate the arena experiences, but hey, can we get some Forge maps into BTB? That's what the team's currently looking at, and we're always accepting candidates there. And one of my personal favorites, Castle Wars, is also something that we're looking to bring back, and we can only do that with the help of the community giving us maps that are tailored to that mode.
Yeah, Castle Wars, I know we did a bunch of Halo 5 playdates on Castle Wars anytime it rolled around. We had a good time. You jumping on the mongoose, always, rather than fighting. I was like, you gotta use swords.
We'll get back to that again. I will play my Castle Wars Halo Infinite experience at some point soon. I want to talk about playlists now. We're going to switch gears. That's the other side that Forge Lord Michael Shore also is our playlist lead here at the studio. And we haven't talked about this yet, even though it's one of our biggest additions to the game, and that's Infection. It's the brand new mode. Halo fans are very familiar with it throughout the ages. It's kind of shown up in multiple games, but it's back in Halo Infinite with a different twist.
Yep. It's got a bunch of cool effects, as you can see, as Iratus infects the Spartans. We're looking at some brand new Infinite Infection gameplay here. One thing you'll notice is the survivors do spawn
kill the last
with,
Spartan in a
some
certain
threat
amount of time.
sensors and the alpha infected. So the first people that spawn as
Also, is that a dead Spartan
zombies
just
will have
chilling?
camouflage.
Like,
so you have a little bit of a cat and mouse game right off the bat.
I think that's a
Make sure you use your
Forge
threat
asset.
sensors wisely, though, because otherwise you might run out when you need them most. You see a player just detected them there. And then the alphas actually have the shroud screen, so they can throw down cover and try and close the gap on these Spartans, but the Spartan's threat sensor can detect them in there. And they can also thread those shroud screens to protect their beta.
Yeah, that body is just
infected
chilling
zombies
there, I noticed.
that they've converted that don't have
That must be an
camouflage,
asset, that's
right?
cool.
So they can kind of lead their own pack, in a sense, on those pushes towards these human holdouts.
It's an infected
for
body,
folks
too.
wondering, like, I want to make sure I can play Infection. It's my favorite mode. We will have a dedicated Infection playlist. It'll be there at launch in the featured slot. And then my understanding is it's not going away. It's going to be one of our staple playlists. So you'll have Infection on a variety of maps. It'll be there for the long haul. And I cannot wait to jump in here. And I haven't played that much, to be honest. So it's going to be a new experience. I can't wait to go in there and give it a shot.
And we'll have the custom 343 maps that we
That's right,
we
that
tuned
Kaylee
up a
mentioned,
little
right?
bit. Yep.
So they'll all have a little bit of a visual flair to kind of tie out that Infection experience. So super cool, excited to have that. I know folks have been waiting for it. I'm happy that it will be here next Tuesday. Another playlist update I want to share just on the rotation, for ranked playlists. We wanted to touch on that now. We've got some updates have been shared by Tashi. He's our ACS, but also our ranked playlist leads. First of which is a brand new ranked rotational that will debut next week.
Yep, we'll have ranked Slayer coming in, and that's been one fans have been asking for quite
Okay,
some time.
that's surprising.
We're very happy.
Don't
to
play
bring it
ranked,
in.
so I'm surprised
It's
that
gonna
wasn't
be
a thing.
I was gonna
banded
ask if you
AR
play ranked.
starts, with radar enabled. So this kind of appeals more towards the. I don't want to compete.
My
in
usual crew
HCS,
quit
but I
playing
still
when we
wanna
did
see how good
ranked, so I
am
kind of just
at
stopped.
ranked, right?
Mm.
And players have been asking for it. We're happy to deliver it.
Yeah, and another, I think, a nice quality of life change based on feedback is from going forward with Season 4, these ranked rotationals now will run for a full month. So you'll have a little more time to work on that CSR
That's
and,
huge.
and
That's
grind your
huge.
way
Yep.
out. And it's more important than ever because for the first time now, we're happy to say that we have a way for ranked players to kind of flex and show off their prowess. And we are excited to announce that as of right now, we have ranked leaderboards live on Halo Waypoint.
What? Actually?
This is a screenshot I just took
Look at that.
yesterday. This is what it looks like. I can verify the integrity of the data. I did check with the team. John, I don't know if you know this, but I do play a lot, and as I've gotten older, I've just gotten better. Yeah.
Hang on. I'm gonna have to double check with
Sure
the
thing, bud.
production booth and see the validity
okay.
of that
Well,
asset.
I may have pulled some shenanigans. Okay, so this might be a little more realistic, but the fact remains the same. You'll be able to visit Halo Waypoint, check out ranked leaderboards. Right now, for the remainder of Season 3, you'll be able to get a look at who are the top ranked players in the world for Season 3. And then, of course, next Tuesday, we will roll into the new season, and the battle is on to see who can climb to the top for that.
Yeah.
So
recognizable names all in the top 10, right? Tons of pro players who deserve it if they've been grinding ranked arena, putting the time in, and seeing the results.
yeah, so that's live on Halo Waypoint right now. So you got a few more days to see. You know, I think could be some bragging rights. Who is going to end Season 3 in the top spot? It might be me.
Nice.
Might
could
be me.
Could be you.
We'll see. Okay, and then with that, John, I'm looking at my notes here, and what do you know? We have hit most of the big ticket items. Season 4 has a lot of great stuff coming. Let's just do a quick recap here. Look at this handy graphic. We talked about Infection moments ago. It is our marquee mode. You'll find that on day 1 in a featured playlist.
Infection,
we heard about
career
that
rank,
from,
forest,
Tiana and
Scar,
Sean.
new
The
equipment,
beginner's
battle
block journey on
pass,
Tuesday on the 20th.
seasonal
Battle your way
events,
from recruit
forge
all the way to hero.
updates.
Two
Whoa!
maps that Kaylee talked to us about.
Armor.
Forest coming to Arena. Scar is that banished kind of dig site aesthetic that we'll be able to jump into. The equipment, we got
So
the
nice. Yep.
Threat Seeker, Quantum Translocator, plus those other balance tweaks we talked about. Big fan of the customization. We spent some time on the Battle Pass. That's all going to be available.
Spent some
next
time
week
skipping
as
over
well.
shit.
We spent a lot of time talking about it. Just a reminder, we will have 5 seasonal events. They're free. They'll have free.
I'd be like,
reward
ooh, that
tracks,
looks like it could be a
variety of
cool
content.
shoulder.
You'll also
Skip.
be able to add
Tons
Forge.
to unlock.
Yep. And then, of course, John, you just walked us through some of the Forge updates that are coming. I also want to just give a shout out. There will be more improvements and fixes. So make sure next week you head over to the Halo support site.
So we've
I
probably
think
got
we'll
like
pop that up here for you on
7
the bottom, but
event
not only is this the
weeks,
place to
maybe
go, we
9,
really appreciate and thank everyone that provides tickets to us. If you encounter an issue or a problem, it's a great way to make sure the team gets that information and can act on it. But make sure you head there next Tuesday for the full, robust patch notes and all the things you can look forward to that have changed in the game when Season 4 launches.
Yep. We'll have it all.
So we are about to wrap things up. I'm excited. We're a few days away, June 20th. I also want to plug, we have, I think, 1 or 2 more blocks coming to Halo Waypoint. You'll be able to read a little bit more. Oh, I forgot about this too, John. When is Halo Infinite Season 4 arriving where you live? Handy chart for that.
Looks
you
like
can totally
1
see
p.m. our time.
11 a.m. Pacific time
Looking
here,
like it.
Our normal kind of launch for seasons. And then
I know what
wherever
I'm
you're at,
streaming that
you can
day.
kinda find a local region and go from there.
You better
The
be
Race to
there.
Hero kicks off 11 a.m. Pacific
Well, I'll be
time.
at work
Now,
when it
before we,
launches,
fully
but
shift into
Oh, I
Season
don't think
4
I'll be able
mode,
to stream that
I
early.
did
I'm just
want
saying
to
that
take one
day.
moment to say thank you to everyone for joining us in Season 3. We hope you had a lot of fun with it. We put out a call a few months back asking the community, please send us your favorite clips. So we'd like to go out with one look and one send-off to Season 3 with some of your favorite gameplay moments here in our Season 3 community montage. Now, on behalf of everybody on the studio, we thank you. We appreciate you. Appreciate your feedback. Thanks for sticking with us. I also want to give a shout out to everybody here behind the camera that's worked hard to make this stream happen. Appreciate all of you. And, of course, everybody at the studio who's been putting so much passion into making Halo Infinite the best game it can be. And we're just going to keep going. There's lots more to come. Thank you. And we will see you next Tuesday.
oh no.
I will not be surprised if I see Mint Blitz in this.
You say who?
Mint Blitz if he shows up in this. These are some good plays, though. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Make George proud.
Yeah, really.
Went out like George, too. Oh, that's mean.
King of Booty. Jeez, mid-air he did that. Oh, but then he died. Well, that's an interesting technique.
Kill someone in... Oh, I thought they were gonna kill someone in the back seat of the car with it.
Oh. Nice shot.
Like, that is mine now. Thank you for the tank. Ooh.
Oh, wow, jeez.
I was confused for a second because the blue was like, why are you killing your teammates?
Oh, jeez.
That's the kind of shit I play, and I love doing that. Oh, that's dirty.
Wow, that was a good shot, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is dirty. Oh, my lord. That's the kind of shit I pull. I love it. Repulsor play. And ending it off with the trailer again, I imagine.
Looks that way.
I'm interested. I want to play it and see if all goes well. You know?
What are you most excited for?
Infection.
Yeah.
Like, most of our custom games were relying on Infection, so we could feasibly bring back, maybe not MCC Saturday, but we could do Halo Custom Nights again. We probably could have before, but Infection was very integral to it. I'm interested to see if you could turn the AI effects off, though. The errata stuff off for people who are looking for, like, specific ones. That might not be an option. We'll have to see. Oh, but I should also say the other thing I'm interested in is Yoroi Part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get to finalize my look a bit. I know a certain masked samurai VTuber that is going to be very happy.
Now let us destroy them all.
I'm interested. They haven't shown any of the story stuff, though, which probably makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think they're, I was gonna say, they're probably avoiding doing that.
I know with Season 3 they did that, but maybe they're just like, we're going to leave that all as a complete surprise this time. Because they did that for Season 2, which was kind of interesting before it wasn't, and then Season 3 when it was interesting, and then stayed interesting. That was pretty good. We will have to see how Season 4 holds up. But I think that'll about cover it. What are your final thoughts? What are you excited for?
I think the new maps look really interesting. It'd be interesting to see like what people do with them, like technique wise, close quarters and sniping and all that kind of stuff.
The maps are pretty good. The Hazmat Core I need to see more of. I know I keep saying that, but I don't know, seeing Mark 6 on it looks kind of nice. The other
I've
one's
never
like...
keep going. Sorry.
The one that just... I wonder how many Among Us helmets they have.
I say I'm never really keen on armor. Like, I'm not really picky, so that doesn't... For me, that's not a big thing, but I understand why it is.
I imagine you're a little happy that your favorite helmet is going to be on it, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to see the kind of combo I can make with it. I may not like it as much as the other cores. But yeah, I think we are pretty much set. Thank you, Kat, for joining.
Of course.
You can do your little promo bit here.
I guess twitch.tv/Astra 2_Kat.
Yeah.
That's about... I stream very sporadically. I'm working on a schedule, and the gameplay also is very sporadic, but, you know, you can come watch, have fun. I'm usually with Mr. Alec here.
Yeah. And on my end, I'm on Twitter. I've been posting schedules there for my Twitch streams. And as you can tell, I am getting back into editing videos again. So that's a thing. One Soul Down on its way eventually. Go support Kat. And we'll see you on Tuesday for some Halo. Till then, I guess we outie.
Peace.
Goldenbrawler out.